discover the natural power of ashwagandha, an ancient herb known for its healing properties. For over 3,000 years, ashwagandha has been trusted to reduce stress, increase energy, and improve focus. Our ashwagandha is carefully grown, harvested, and processed to retain its maximum potency. Each root is hand-picked and dried, then ground into a pure organic powder, ensuring the highest quality. Simply mix 1 teaspoon into your favorite beverage or take it in capsule form as prescribed by a healthcare professional. Whether you're looking to balance your stress levels, boost your immune system, or enhance mental clarity, ashwagandha offers a natural solution. Experience the benefits of ancient wisdom backed by modern science. Trust nature. Trust ashwagandha. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Yeah, good afternoon, family. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Hope you are having an easy week so far. It's a beautiful Wednesday, been a beautiful day right here in the 254. It's exactly 8 p.m. right here in Kenya. And of course, welcome to another beautiful episode of the Africa Today Show. Still at it, more conversations of what is happening with Israel, Iran. Will Israel be able to defeat this war? Is it really a war that actually is going to be won? Is it a war that is actually meant to continue for so long? Because I was listening to some videos today where it was saying that, actually it was a friend of mine was telling me that I think they've been following up, of course, on what has been happening too, which it was quite a surprise to me. And they're saying Iran, how, of course, they're destroying Israel, which is part of the conversation we had yesterday, but more of where Iran is looking forward to run this war for 6 months, because Israel literally has no fighting jets, has no fighting equipment, if I can put it in simple terms. I think so. And of course, I'm going to be sharing much more of that conversation, as of course we'll be joined by Keith in a few by sharing some videos regarding that. But before we get started, again, a quick reminder to get yourself the amazing supplements we have on our application. Of course, Black Hot Fire Network is the name, and you can find us on the Google Play Store. And once you have the app on your phone, you're not required to sign in with any funds. It's free of charge. Just agree to the terms and condition. And of course, we have the radio segment, and you can explore more. If you want to see us on your TV, if you have Amazon Roku TV, the app is up and running as well. But before we get into that, as always, every Wednesday, if you've noticed, we've not been sharing any more soul foods. Literally, I think we've discussed about soul foods. That was the whole of last year. Again, if you've been keeping up, I've been sharing much more of historical videos regarding the history of America. So allow me today to start with this amazing video here that actually is explaining a little bit of a black man who bought Memphis. And these are stories that we're not taught, even if it's just one individual of from the black community. We know that when it comes to the black image, they have done the most to hide the history of the people, what our people did, our people, the power our people had, the places our people dominated actually during all those struggles of black freedom and all that, of black independency. So allow me to start with this amazing video right here today before we wait for Keith and before we get into the Israel-Iran story.
The year was 1866. During the Memphis race riots, a white mob dragged a black man out of his saloon. They put a pistol to his head and pulled the trigger. They left him bleeding in the dirt, convinced that he was dead. Most men would have died. The rest, they would have left town. But Robert Church, he didn't either. He survived the bullet. He rebuilt his bar, and he stayed in Memphis. 12 years later, the men who shot him fled the city in a panic, and he bought their land for pennies on the dollar. Memphis attempted to kill him, and instead, they ended up paying him rent. So join us today while we talk about the black man that built Memphis. This is One Mic Black History. If you like stories like this, you can find more stories like this at OneMicHistory.com. But without further ado, let's get started. To understand the tycoon, you need to understand the man. He was born in 1839 in Memphis. His father was a white steamboat captain. His mother was a black enslaved seamstress. He spent his youth working on the Mississippi River as a steward. watching how money moved, how deals were cut, how white men leveraged power. But the lesson that changed his life, this happened in a saloon. In 1866, right after the Civil War, the Memphis race riots exploded. It was a massacre designed to crush Black progress in its infancy. A white mob attacked Church's saloon. They looted the place, and they put a gun to his head and pulled the trigger. They left him bleeding in the dirt. But he survived this bullet, and the bullet changed him. Most people would have taken this as a sign to leave, but Church, he took this as a sign to dig in. He rebuilt his saloon. He expanded. He started hoarding cash. He realized that the system that was designed to kill him, his only shield was ownership. He wasn't trying to be accepted by Memphis high society. He was attempting to own the entire city. So then comes 1878 and the yellow fever. It is difficult to describe what it was. It wasn't just a sickness, it was a plague. People were flooding out of the city in droves. First, the rich fled, then the middle class. Property values tanked to almost zero. Mansions, commercial blocks, downtown real estate. It was all worthless because no one thought Memphis would survive. And it was in this moment that Robert Church had one thing that no one else had. He had liquidity. He had been stacking cash from his saloon and his other businesses. So while the white elites were having fire sales, selling assets for penny on the dollar, Church was buying. He bought commercial buildings. He bought land on Beale Street. He bought residential blocks. He didn't care about the fever. He realized that the fever would eventually end. And when it did, the people would come back. And when they came back, they would need a place to sleep. They would need a place to drink. And they would need a place to do business. And when they did, they would have to rent from him. By the time the epidemic ended, Robert Church Sr. owned a massive chunk of Memphis. The very people who refused to even shake his hand were now signing monthly rent checks out in his name. Now, this is the part where this story takes a bit of a turn. Robert Church Sr. wasn't just flexing his money. He ironically ended up saving the very system that hated him. In 1893, Memphis was trying to regain its city charter. They wanted to be a real city again. But to do that, they needed to sell bonds. They needed investors. But nobody trusted Memphis, and their credit rating was trash. The white bankers in New York and Chicago told him no. So city leaders sat in a room sweating. If they could not sell bonds, Memphis would remain a broken taxing district. In walks Robert Church Sr. He didn't walk in as a servant. He walked in as the biggest landlord in town. And he slapped
I don't know why they're putting his image as white while he's black, literally.
$1,000 down on the table, which, by the way, is a fortune in 1893. And he bought bond number 001. He became the first investor in the new Memphis. The irony slapped Memphis in the face. The city that tried to murder him almost 30 years earlier was now saved by his checkbook in 1893. He essentially bailed out the white power structure. This wasn't out of charity. It was out of leverage because Church realized something. When you own someone's debt, they work for you. By this time, Church wasn't done. He had money, but now he wanted the culture. During the 1890s, Memphis had public parks, but they were white only. Black people had nowhere to gather, nowhere to hold concerts, nowhere to breathe outside of the white gaze. During the 60s, this is the moment where we would have marched and fought for entry. But Church, he built his own. Church bought a massive tract of land on Beale Street. He landscaped it with gardens and fountains and walking paths. In the center, he built Church Park and Auditorium. 2,000 seats, velvet curtains with gold trim. It was a palace. It became the cultural heartbeat of Black America. W.C. Handy, who was the father of the blues, didn't just play on the street. He was the orchestra leader at Church's Park. When President Teddy Roosevelt came to Memphis, he didn't speak in a white auditorium because those were too small. He came to Church's auditorium. So imagine that in your mind. The president of the United States standing on a stage built by a black man, speaking to a crowd of thousands in the middle of the Jim Crow South. Church proved once again that segregation was terrible business. By locking black people out, the white city locked themselves out of green money. Church, he simply built a bigger bucket so that he could catch everyone's money. In the end, Robert Church Sr., he died in 1912 as the richest black man in the South. But his legacy isn't just money, it's the blueprint. He taught us that a crisis is a bit of a matter of perspective. When the world is burning down around you, most people see a tragedy, but he saw an opportunity. He proved you don't have to fight the system by asking it to be nicer, that you can fight the system by owning the land that they need to survive. They attempted to burn his saloon. They attempted to kill him, but they couldn't evict him because his name was on the deed. His name was on everybody's deed. And in America, the landlord is king. Thank you. This has been one of my...
Literally, that's an amazing short history of how a black man literally saw an opportunity in a world where people saw crisis. And it's crazy because funny thing, we do have such people amongst us. There are people who will see opportunities when there's crisis, literally when people are panicking, when people are running away. A good example I'd say actually is Africa. Let me just put it that way. Why people see opportunity every single day in Africa while Africans are running away from the continent, trying to seek greener pastures, trying to get better jobs, you know. So what if we stayed? What if we chose to stay and see the opportunity right here in our own homeland? But yeah, that's an amazing short story. Just a quick recap or a short history to keep you guys on the know of maybe some things you didn't know. But as we get into the conversation of the day, as we wait for Keith, I'm going to cue some videos right here explaining about the current situation of Iran, Israel. I think it was yesterday, I was also reporting where we had Iran giving options to European nations if they get rid of all the US bases in their country, they'll get a free passage. So I think I'm going to start with that, and then we continue as we see other videos of how the war is currently going on.
48 hours. That's how long Iran just gave Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Kuwait, Qatar to make a choice that will define the Middle East for the next 50 years. Not a negotiation, not a diplomatic consultation. An ultimatum delivered through back channels to every Gulf monarchy simultaneously. The message was identical to all of them. Simple, binary, catastrophic, regardless of which option they choose. Stop allowing American military forces to use your territory for strikes against Iran. Shut down the bases, deny overflight permissions, end the logistic support, or accept that your oil infrastructure, the thing your entire economy is built on, the thing that keeps your population fed and your cities powered, becomes a permanent military target that Iran will destroy systematically until nothing remains. 48 hours to choose between economic suicide and strategic abandonment. There is no third option. There is no middle ground, and the deadline is not negotiable. Iran made that clear. We are not asking for your cooperation. We are informing you of the consequences of your choice. Choose America, your oil fields burn. Choose your oil fields, America leaves. Either way, the Gulf that existed 2 weeks ago, the one where monarchies balanced relations with both sides, where neutrality was possible, where wealth bought safety, that Gulf is gone. And it's not coming back. March 8th, 2026. Iranian representatives delivered identical messages to Saudi Arabia's crown prince, the UAE's president, Kuwait's emir, and Qatar's leadership, not through official diplomatic channels, through intelligence-backed channels that Gulf states maintain with Iran specifically for communications that cannot be public. The kind of channels you use when the message is too sensitive for formal diplomacy. The message was direct. Your territory is being used to launch attacks that kill Iranian civilians. American aircraft take off from your bases. American drones operate from your airfields. American missiles transit your airspace. American logistics networks run through your ports. Every one of those operations makes you a combatant, not a neutral party, a combatant. And combatants pay the price in war. You have 48 hours to end American military use of your territory. After 48 hours, if American operations continue from your soil, we will begin systematically destroying your oil production infrastructure.
Yeah, and I think it's been already happening. Remember, we had, I think, Iran eating the Saudi Arabia oil depot, and I've not seen so far any country that has responded to this demand, literally, or command.
Not your military bases, your oil fields, your refineries, your export terminals, your pipelines, your storage facilities. everything you need to extract, process, and export the resource your economy depends on. We will destroy it methodically, completely, and irreversibly, and there is nothing you can do to stop us. The Gulf monarchies received this message and immediately understood three things. First, Iran is not bluffing. The last 2 weeks proved Iran can hit any target in the Gulf with precision. Saudi oil facilities have already been struck. Kuwaiti refineries have been hit.
Yep.
The capability is demonstrated. Second, American defenses cannot protect Gulf oil infrastructure. There are too many targets.
Actually, news in, I think I was just seeing that. Let me see if I can find it. Iran has just warned, this is an hour ago, they have warned about the fuel prices skyrocketing. Let me just read that very quickly as I continue with the same video. Iran, this is breaking news, where Iran is shifting towards continuous strikes and warns oil could surge up. And actually today we were checking the prices of oil, which you've seen many countries, including, can't remember the first one, but it was a 49% increase on oil. America stands at 16%. That was as early of today when we were reporting. And I think also Jibajaba did give us a good example of the current oil prices, literally, or gas prices on where it is. So yeah, they're saying the breaking news, Iran is shifting towards continuous strike once oil could surge to $200. That is a barrel or a barrel per reaches. Yeah, so yeah, they have also warned Amazon. They have also warned Amazon, Plantir, Nvidia, I think if I'm pronouncing it correctly, and other US tech companies across Israel, Dubai, and Abu Dhabi could be the next target. So we've seen recently Tel Aviv was all taken down, and then we have also the United States Navy, which has rejected, which rejects near daily requests for ship escort through the Strait of Hormuz. And of course, I'll give more updates on what is happening regarding that as we continue with today's conversation.
Too spread out, too vulnerable. One Saudi oil field, Ghawar, has over 800 individual wellheads dispersed across 280 square kilometers. You cannot put a Patriot battery on every wellhead. You cannot intercept every missile when 50 launch simultaneously at 50 different targets. The math doesn't work. Third, the 48-hour deadline is real. Iran is not starting a negotiation. Iran is ending one. The decision point is here, now. And delaying is itself a choice that Iran will interpret as choosing America. Let's walk through what each option actually means.
We also have Vietnam and Thailand, which has ordered their citizens to work from home due to the fuel shortages caused by the US-Israel-Iran war. So,
because this isn't a diplomatic puzzle where clever negotiation finds a middle path. This is a binary trap where both doors lead to disaster. Option one, choose America. Tell Iran that the Gulf states will not bow to ultimatums, that American alliance commitments matter, that sovereignty means hosting whatever forces you choose. American bases stay. American operations continue. Iran follows through on its threat. Iranian missiles begin hitting Saudi oil fields. Aramco facilities that produce 10 million barrels per day start going offline. Not all at once, systematically. One field per day, one refinery per week. Sustained campaign designed to reduce Saudi oil production from 10 million barrels per day to 5 million, then to 2 million, then to functionally zero over the course of 3 months.
wow.
What does that do to Saudi Arabia? Oil revenue is 87% of Saudi government income. When oil production drops 50%, government revenue drops 50%. Saudi Arabia cannot pay public sector salaries, cannot subsidize food and fuel for its population, cannot fund the social programs that keep 60% unemployment youth from revolting. The country that bought stability with oil wealth loses the oil wealth.
Literally.
Stability follows.
Literally.
This is not hypothetical. This is arithmetic, and the Saudi government knows it. The UAE faces the same calculation. Oil and gas revenue is 30% of GDP. More importantly, it's the foundation of everything else. The real estate market that foreign investors poured money into collapses when the country is a war zone. The tourism sector that Dubai built, gone when airlines won't fly into a city under missile attack. The financial services industry relocates to Singapore when the bombs start falling. The UAE doesn't just lose oil revenue, it loses everything oil revenue enabled. Kuwait, Qatar, same story, different numbers, same outcome. Oil infrastructure destroyed means economic infrastructure collapses. An economic collapse in a rentier state means political collapse follows within months. Option two, choose the oil. Tell America
Like maybe Keith would say, all the kingdoms are dying and collapsing, all the fake kingdoms dying and collapsing.
that Gulf states can no longer host U.S. military forces. Bases close, overflights denied, American personnel given 30 days to leave. Iran stops targeting oil infrastructure. The oil keeps flowing. The economy survives, and America leaves permanently. Because once you eject American forces during a war, you don't get them back. The alliance is over, not paused. Over. What does that mean strategically? It means the Gulf has no security guarantor. Iran becomes the regional hegemon by default. Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Kuwait, Qatar, all of them become Iranian client states. Not through conquest. Through the simple reality that they cannot defend themselves and the country that could defend them is gone. Iranian influence expands into every Gulf capital. Iranian preferences become Gulf policy. The monarchies that spent 70 years balancing against Iranian power just handed Iran everything it wanted without Iran firing a shot at them. And America? America loses the Middle East, not loses a war, loses the region. 60 years of alliance infrastructure, strategic positioning, military access, all of it gone because Gulf states chose survival over alliance. The American military presence that has defined the region since 1945 ends, not because America was defeated militarily, because America's allies concluded that American protection costs more than it provides. Here's what makes this ultimatum strategically brilliant. The 48-hour deadline doesn't give Gulf states time to negotiate. It doesn't give America time to deploy additional defenses. It doesn't give anyone time to find a diplomatic exit. 48 hours is just enough time to make the decision, not to escape it. Iran designed the timeline specifically to prevent the one thing Gulf states are experts at: delay and hedging. Gulf monarchies have survived for decades by never fully committing to either side of regional rivalries. They maintain relations with America and Iran. They buy weapons from the West and maintain dialogue with Tehran. They host American bases and send delegations to Iranian leaders. This strategy worked because both sides tolerated it. Iran is no longer tolerating it. The ultimatum forces a choice that cannot be delayed, cannot be hedged, cannot be managed through the usual diplomatic ambiguity. And the 48 hours creates a countdown that puts pressure on everyone simultaneously. Saudi Arabia cannot wait to see what the UAE decides, because the deadline is the same for everyone. The UAE cannot coordinate with Kuwait, because there's no time for multilateral strategy sessions. Each country has to make its own calculation in isolation under time pressure with incomplete information. This is not diplomacy. This is coercion optimized for maximum effectiveness. The deadline also prevents American intervention from changing the equation. 48 hours is not enough time for the United States to deploy new defensive systems, negotiate security guarantees, or restructure its regional military posture. American officials can make promises, but they cannot deliver capability that changes the fundamental vulnerability of Gulf oil infrastructure in 48 hours.
John Mosquito, karibu sana. And everyone who's just tuning in, I see you're asking what's going on. This video I'm sharing is of something Iran had said yesterday or a day before, but I think it was yesterday, where they gave most of these European nations that are supporting America to get rid of their bases, American bases, and if they don't do so, they're going to suffer the consequences. So they have 48 hours to make a decision, which so far none of the countries have agreed to what Iran demands and all that. And of course, the video still breaks down of the effects that this is going to bring, especially to countries that are oil dependent, like the UAE, Saudi Arabia, the economy, and all that as we continue.
Iran made sure of that. Let's talk about why American defenses cannot protect Gulf oil infrastructure. Because this is not a question of American commitment or willingness. This is physics and geometry and target density. Saudi Arabia's oil infrastructure. Ghawar oil field, the largest in the world, 280 square kilometers. Over 800 individual wellheads. Processing facilities at Abqaiq, the most important oil facility on Earth, processes 7 million barrels per day. Ras Tanura export terminal loads 6 million barrels per day onto tankers. Sheba Field, Safania Field, Manifa Field, each one covering hundreds of square kilometers with dozens of critical points of failure. You cannot defend that with missile interceptors. A Patriot battery covers a radius of approximately 20 kilometers. To provide overlapping coverage over just Ghawar Field,
Crazy.
48 hours. That's
Crazy. So I'm going to stop it at that, then switch quickly to this one. Let me share these videos I queued on this other side.
All hell is breaking loose as Donald Trump's former allies in the Middle East and elsewhere are refusing to help Donald Trump and his regime in this war with any offensive operations. Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and others are saying, count me out. Also, former allies of the United States, and it pains me to say this though, like Spain, France, and the United Kingdom and others are like, we'll do a defensive posture in this war, but we're not helping you offensively right now. This is an unlawful war. You heard Prime Minister Carney of Canada also say that. And, you know, these leaders, whether it's French President Emmanuel Macron or Prime Minister Carney of Canada, they're the ones now calling up all these leaders in the Middle East, and they're trying to say, look, we've got your back. You know, the United States is just in an utter state of disarray as a result of Donald Trump's warmongering right now. And so Donald Trump sends Lindsey Graham to go on state regime media and just start threatening all of these countries. Hey, Saudi Arabia, you're not ever going to be in a defense treaty with us if you don't go to war with us right now. To all these Middle East countries, we are not going to be your friends if you don't help us out right now. Hey, Spain, we should probably kick you out of NATO and take away your Air Force bases. Your behavior is totally unacceptable. I mean, you have a completely and utterly unhinged Lindsey Graham right now. And then meanwhile, if you listen to the statements that are coming out in a lot of these Arab nations and a lot of their leadership right there and some of their wealthy business people right there, you know, they're saying to the United States, don't drag us into this at all. We know where this is coming from. You invaded Iran, and we're not here making excuses and pretending that Iran's some great nation. They are causing great instability. But we warned you about precisely this, and you didn't consult us, and you did this unlawful war against Iran, and now the Middle East countries are paying the price for your behavior. Let's just go through this piece by piece, as we always do here on the Midas Touch Network, with the receipt, giving you facts, all the facts, and nothing but the facts. Also, make sure you hit subscribe. You may think you're subscribed to this YouTube channel, but you may not actually be subscribed, so just double check if you can. So earlier in the day yesterday, Lindsey Graham starts threatening Saudi Arabia if it doesn't join the fight against Iran. Why should we do any defense agreement with you? You call yourself the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, but you're unwilling to join a fight for mutual interest? Hopefully this changes soon. If not, consequences will follow, MBS. And should be noted that the Iranian Foreign Minister, Araghchi, says Saudi officials are fully committed to not letting their territory, water, and airspace be used against Iran. You have Lindsey Graham going on state regime media, which calls itself Fox, and he just ticks off every nation. Spain, Macron.
Mr. Speaker, there are moments in global affairs when the decisions of powerful nations echo beyond their borders, when the international order is tested, when rules meant to prevent mass violence are cast aside, and when innocent people pay the ultimate price. We are living through such a moment now. On February 28, the United States and Israel launched coordinated airstrikes against Iran. This was a patently unlawful act of aggression, and the consequences were entirely foreseeable. Iranian retaliation across the region, the closure of the Strait of Hormuz, and a rapidly escalating conflict with massive damage and loss of innocent lives. It's a war being prosecuted with appalling brutality and disregard for international humanitarian law. Instead of protecting civilians, U.S. and Israeli forces are deliberately striking non-military sites and civilian infrastructure, a pattern disturbingly reminiscent of Israel's recent siege of Gaza. Targets hit thus far include a girls' elementary school attacked by missiles once to kill the children, then again to kill the parents frantically looking for their kids.
Exactly.
Hospitals, desalination plants, oil refineries, and historic cultural sites. Densely populated cities are being carpet bombed. The death toll is now in the thousands. These are war crimes. This disregard for civilian life is no accident. It is being openly celebrated by the Trump administration. On March 2, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth declared the United States will not be following, quote, stupid rules of engagement or fighting a, quote, politically correct war. Instead, he said death and destruction were the prime objectives of the U.S. forces. And what has been this Liberal government's response to this illegal, dangerous assault? A position that is unprincipled, contradictory, and incoherent. In fact, it has changed almost daily. The Prime Minister's initial response offered a full-throated endorsement with no caveats, conditions, or even mention of international law. That is a telling and tragic omission. Under the UN Charter, force between states is prohibited, except in two prescribed circumstances: self-defense from an actual attack or authorization by the Security Council. These strikes met neither test. Trump administration officials themselves admitted there was no intelligence suggesting Iran planned to attack the United States, and neither the US nor Israel even attempted to bring a case before the Security Council, the only body under international law empowered to determine when the use of force is lawful. Put bluntly, this attack is clearly and completely illegal under international law. Moreover, the International Atomic Energy Agency has confirmed that their inspectors had found no evidence of a coordinated Iranian program to build nuclear weapons. On the contrary, at the very time the US and Israel attacked, negotiations were ongoing, with mediator Oman saying significant progress was being made and that Iran had made all the necessary concessions asked of it. This is against the backdrop of Donald Trump himself ripping up the previous nuclear agreement with Iran that had, by all accounts, been working, as well as the bombing of Iranian nuclear facilities and scientists by Israeli forces last June that Trump said at the time conclusively took out Iran's nuclear weapons capacity. Yet our Prime Minister chose to endorse this war. Only 4 days after doing so, he then admitted that the attack appears inconsistent with international law, but in the same breath declared he supports it with regret. Then, when asked directly whether Canada might participate militarily, the Prime Minister refused to draw a firm line, saying only one can never categorically rule out such participation. Mr. Speaker, this is untenable. One cannot logically and ethically acknowledge that a war is illegal, but continue to support it and refuse to rule out participation in that very illegality. More disturbingly, the words and actions of this Prime Minister completely contradict the foreign policy doctrine he outlined at Davos just weeks ago. There, he told the world that Canada and other middle powers, quote, are not powerless, that we have the capacity to build a new world order based on our values, such as human rights, sovereignty, and respect for territorial integrity. He said that we aim to be principled in our commitment to the prohibition of the use of force, except when consistent with the UN Charter. And he claimed that middle powers must, quote, live the truth by, quote, acting consistently, applying the same standards to allies and rivals. Mr. Speaker, Canada has rightly condemned Russia's invasion of Ukraine as illegal. But when the United States and Israel launched airstrikes that equally violate international law, the Prime Minister offered his support. This is a stark betrayal of the Prime Minister's own words. In our view, Canada's security has always depended on a rules-based order that constrains great powers. The moment we decide international law applies only to our adversaries, we undermine the very protections that shield countries like our own. This is not just my position as leader of the New Democratic Party. Former Liberal Foreign Affairs Minister Lloyd Axworthy has been blunt in his critique of the Prime Minister's approach. Mr. Axworthy said Canada is abandoning its historic commitment to preventing
where's this from? Canada?
This is the NDP who is calling out country government.
I'm saying what country is this? Canada?
I'm not really sure, being honest. I'm not
sure.
The video is not telling.
Yeah, I think
he warns the Prime Minister is becoming
because we don't have a prime. Yeah, we don't have a prime minister, so they in America.
I think this is Canada, maybe.
Yeah, that's be Canada. Go ahead. Yeah.
Quote, complicit partner to Trump's ambitions. And he indicts the Prime Minister with endorsing Trump's new obsession with becoming an imperial power, calling that, quote, the worst kind of situation for Canada. Mr. Speaker, Canada ought not continue down this path. The time for ambiguity is over and principled clarity is required now. That's why New Democrats are calling on this government to take 3 clear positions immediately. Condemn the war and explicitly recognize it violates the UN Charter, categorically rule out any Canadian military participation, and call for an immediate ceasefire and a return to multilateral diplomacy. I'd like to address the key arguments raised by Liberals and the Conservatives throughout this debate. First, that Iran's regime is oppressive and dangerous. New Democrats are under no illusions about the Iranian regime or its brutal repression, nor dismiss concerns about nuclear proliferation. But an illegal war is not the answer. It can never be, if we desire a world of order, security, and justice. The real remedy is harder. Diplomacy, engagement, arms control, and rigorous inspections, tools that were working when this war was launched. Furthermore, we know from painful experience what follows U.S. regime change wars. Similar attacks on Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, and Syria did not yield stability or democracy. On the contrary, they are now lawless, fragmented societies, economic basket cases run by those we once labeled terrorists, with prolonged conflict, civilian suffering, mass displacement, and regional chaos. Most fundamentally, the events unfolding in Iran today will not bring freedom to their people. It will bring catastrophe. Second, we heard the argument that with tariffs already weaponized against our economy, Canada cannot risk further retaliation from Donald Trump. We must be honest about what that position demands, placing a price on Canada's independence, reputation, and humanity. I remind this House that Canada's ability to chart our own foreign policy.
But hearing this nonsense, they're saying won't bring freedom. Freedom to who? Those people already what they believe they got. See, all this freedom talk is always cut when white people get to talking about freedom. Freedom means freedom for them to steal your shit. That's what that means. For the people to have freedom and you to be impoverished. It's the same talk they did with Libya. Oh, the Libyan people need to be free. Oh, the Iraqi people need to be free. Now they're all impoverished. And all the oil has been going to white people, making them wealthy. Did Iran people ask to be free? No. So it's the same scam these white people use to go around stealing people's shit. Oh, these Africans need to be free. Nigeria needs to be free. Kenya needs to be free now. Find some major resources that have to free you from it. When they're talking about freedom, they're talking about free you from your shit. That's what they mean. So
was not gift.
So the world's getting scared because now it's an old story. Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, right? They've allowed the lies and the distortions of these people with their wicked ass lies, right? For years, they control all your banks, they control your Hollywood, they control your TV, all your news. So you've been getting nothing but propaganda for the last 100+ years, right? So we know these people are Baal worshipers, which are Moloch worshipers. Sacrifice children. So no more. The gloves are off. No more lying. No more bullshit, right? So they control all your social media platforms. Isn't it funny? All these fake billionaires that were made by the same people. Your fake Elon Musk. Your fake Bill Gates. Finally, people understand it. It's always the same story. These kids made Microsoft in the garage. These kids made Google in the garage. These kids made Amazon in the garage. Everybody's in a fucking garage making billion-dollar businesses. All this goofy shit you've been told. But since most people are stupid, they just go along with the narrative. Finally, people waking up. Oh, there's a bunch of front billionaires and not really billionaires that are controlled by a certain group of families. Now they're trying to come up with that. They're trying to prove. Oh no, it's the Orsini family. Don't give me nothing about no fucking Orsinis. It's the Rothschild family that run this fucking planet. With the other flunky bankers. So, they try to get some new. Oh, it's the Orsinis in the Vatican. The Vatican is subordinate to this. That's why the Vatican Bank is ran by who? The same Rothschild. Okay? So don't give me no Vatican. Don't give me no goopy fucking Vatican. They just want to give you some more disinformation to fool you and shit. You know, so we know Israel was created by the goddamn Rothschilds. They're the ones get to go kill people that we don't know nothing. And it's funny, no international law can stop these people from stealing, robbing, killing, and shit. Ain't that funny? And America's a bootleg country of the Israeli state. Isn't that funny? You can't even get a job in certain states unless you claim loyalty and fealty to Israel. I don't live in no fucking Israel. Why am I pledging loyalty to Israel? Because that's who runs this country through the Rothschild fake banking scam. That's who. Ain't the Orsini's. And the Orsini guy out of Italy. Get the fuck out of here with that goofy shit. Yeah, it's all the disinformation you got saying now. It's crazy. Because everybody's starting to recognize who actually runs this shit. And why is America fighting wars that got nothing to do with us? Why we don't got them all? Our tax money goes to support is not real. We got health care, free health care. We can't even go to the hospital in this country. We're too poor to go to our own fucking hospital in this country. Huh? Got no jobs, infrastructure falling apart. We're richer than China. Why don't we look like China? China's not as rich as us. Well, I should have. Oh, because all our money goes. So, because it is not real, looks like China. Because all our money goes there. And you fed propaganda from the media that they own. So, you can't have health care. It's against the law. Oh, it's communism, fascism. It's this, blah, blah, blah. And so, since most people have been dumb, that came across a thing. Shout out to everybody. they even though they were dumbing us down even more, they realized even in 1970, if you guys remember Kent State, the massacre, we were just kids or not even born, so we weren't even born yet. It was a Kent State massacre happening in college. And who were going against the Vietnam War, which is another criminal war, sponsored by the damn Zionists again in Vietnam. But see, remember the country erupted with all these illegal wars. And so they said, oh no, we got to start dumbing these motherfuckers down even more. So they changed the curriculum in the 70s nationwide to make sure Americans are dumbed down more. And what you got now is a population so stupid. But they didn't care because they know they were going to eventually destroy America and move on. We got a population so stupid, so idiot. Oh, they said, can't nobody figure shit out? They got a population in America so fucking stupid that they don't know what the hell's even going on right now in the Middle East. They look at the news. Gotta use my brother as an example. They say, oh, you got morons today believe Israel's winning. I had an Uber guy bring me from work back to my house. I'm like, yeah, we should have waited and bombed Iraq again and went through fucking Iraq. This motherfucker is a fucking moron. What are you talking about, you fucking idiot? This motherfucker is a functional moron because he was white, talking crazy talk. I said, yeah, man, get me home. God damn.
So yeah, this next video is talking about literally how we have most of the prime ministers in Israel, how they changed their name to sound more Middle Eastern as we connect the dots, because again we've spoken about how they're not the original
exactly.
Yeah, and all that.
He's a Zionist Ashkenazim.
Show you what I'm about to show you. Your mind will be blown. You're going to be blindsided. Every single Israeli prime minister has a fake name.
Of course.
Did you know that? I was just talking about Ben Gurion. Do you know what his original name is? It's Grun.
That's why you can't do a DNA test in Israel. You know why? Because the DNA goes right back to Russia. That's why.
UN. He changed it to make it sound more Jewish and sound more Middle Eastern. Do you know what Netanyahu's real name is? It's not Netanyahu. It's
Milkovsky.
I swear to God, go and look it up. You'll find Milkovsky. That's his real name. These are, remember what Israelis are. Israelis are European Jews. They don't come from Palestine, but they want you to make you believe. They want to make believe and make you believe that they come from this area, that they are indigenous to the land, that they're so Jewish, right? Even though they have no connection. So they changed the names. Here's another one. Moshe Sharat, his name is Chertok originally. You've got Levi Eshkol. Eshkol was Shklonik. So he changed it from Shklonik to Eshkol. Then you have Yigal Alon. His original name Peikovitz. Golda Meir, Israel's first female prime minister. Her real name is not Golda Meir. It's Mabovich. Mabovich. More like mad bitch. We have Yitzhak Rabin, right? His name is not Rabin. It's Rubitsov. Are you seeing the pattern? These are Eastern European names. Not Palestinian, not Jewish, not Middle Eastern.
Nope.
They're Eastern European. Okay?
And then, pause that. They're so bad they made up a fake language because most of these morons, black motherfuckers, know, oh, they speak in Hebrew. No, they don't. They made up a fake language called Yiddish. And there's Hebrew. It's not. After Joe play this video, I'm going to say, now Joe will look up, what is the Yiddish language? Where is it from? Damn shame from the Middle East. So they create their own fake language to still fool people. The Yiddish shit and tell you it's Hebrew. See, I told you, now they make up these goopy religions, make up goopy people, they always make a damn language so you don't know who the fuck these people. So they made up another fake language. Say, oh yeah, that's Hebrew.
Right onto the I-10 East ramp.
Go on, Joey.
They're not Palestinian. They don't come from this region. Yitzhak Shamir. He's a great one. You know, Yitzhak Shamir, he's on the wanted poster because he was wanted by the British police in Palestine for terrorism.
Even those Palestinians don't come from that region. They ain't Palestinians either. Original Hebrews are black. Original Palestinians are black. Some other white people they bombing don't come from there either, dude. None of you motherfuckers do.
But they don't tell you that. So Yitzhak Shamir, his original name is Yezernitsky. Shimon Peres, Persky. Netanyahu, I already told you, Malikovsky. I think I said Milkovsky, excuse me, it's Malikovsky. Never, you know, it's the same point. Ehud Barak is Brog, so B-R-O-G. Brog, he changed it to Barak. Ariel Sharon, his original name is Shinerman. Shinerman. He changed it to Sharon. And Yair Lapid, who's you still see him changing posts. His original name is Lampel, so he changed it from Lampel to Lapid.
Pause it. That's what they do in Hollywood too. So most of your Hollywood actors, when they first created Hollywood, were all cats with the hats, but they changed the name so you wouldn't know. Most of your stars are cats with hats. All of them. The majority, all of them. You can just recognize now they're all fake cats with hats. They all changed their damn names. All your movie stars. Ain't it funny? Remember, Joe, we look at that too. On TikTok, say, what's movie stars with J's that changed their names? Oh, yeah, all of them. Go ahead, Joe.
It's crazy.
Donald Trump just called a television network in the middle of a war. Not to announce a ceasefire, not to declare a strategic breakthrough, but to whisper sweet nothings into the ears of panicking stock traders. One phone call, one vague statement about how the Iran war is pretty much complete. And just like that, the S&P erased its losses for the day. Oil prices that had been screaming toward $115 a barrel suddenly dropped 30%.
They're all back
Two
up again.
realities.
Well, like I've said, Iran has warned the oil prices are going to go up to $200 a barrel.
Everybody's gonna cost you $3 to go home, Joey.
It's running on the same clock. On one side, the Secretary of Defense is telling 60 Minutes that this war is only just the beginning. On the other, the President of the United States is telling CBS it is pretty much done. One government, two completely opposite messages. And behind both of them, a phone call with Vladimir Putin that should
Now, this is the propagandist Rachel Maddow. She tried to blame the fucking Arab states for starting the war, but now she never mentioned it's not real because they own her network. So this bitch is a complete propagandist for the last 20 fucking years with no good stinking ass. She's been finally called out over and over again. The lies she tells is absolutely insane. You guys say, it was the Arabs that started. Who would win? The Arabs. It would be the Arabs. Because she can't mention is not real's name. That's what the fuck she works for. With her no good stinking ass.
to this one.
Go ahead.
Too bad. So sad. Too bad. You shouldn't have started, dude. Let's remind you that you, Israel, carried out the surprise attack against Iran.
Exactly.
This is a war of choice. You didn't need to do this. You opted into this. Now Iran has said, we're not finished till you're done. So Israel doesn't get an offering. And the choice isn't with Donald Trump. What hubris, what arrogance. The choice is with Iran. This war finishes when Iran says it's done, and Iran won't say it's done until the United States is evicted from the Middle East and Israel is destroyed. Welcome to the reality, Israel. You created this. Did you see the IRGC's new targeting guidance?
No more American bases. No more American bases. That's what Iran said. No more American bases nowhere in the region. Nowhere. There not be one. We're going to bomb your ass back in the Stone Age. And Israel will cease to exist. So they always tell you, all you people, all you fake Israelis, you better get out the country, I told you. You better leave. Because you're not going to exist. They're going to bomb all your shit up. All your critical infrastructure got to go. And I'm happy about that shit. It's the most wickedest, most evilest fucking regime on the planet. Racist. You got black people, they make sure black people don't know their history. These are some of these most racist motherfuckers on the planet. They run around sterilizing Ethiopian women so they can't have things. They run around with all the terrorist groups in Africa, stealing all kind of shit out of Africa. That's them, and that's the Mossad. That's them. So shout out to find a country smacking them in the head. And you can't get to them, thank God. They prepared for 30 years for your ass. And ain't nothing y'all can do. Nothing. Nothing. This is righteous. Righteous. Hold on. This is righteous benefication, right? This is righteous. All the evil shit you did. These motherfuckers had tours why they were killing innocent people. Then I got to cry. Now, remember, they always play the victim. It's like this, like white people. Oh, look at us. Iran is not. Ain't none of you motherfuckers are innocent. There's no such thing as any innocent person in fucking Israel. They bombing innocent. You want crying they bomb those Iranian children? You want crying about, you ain't none of you motherfuckers crying about bombing and killing innocent Palestinians. You ain't cried. You ain't cried when you walked in and stole their homes, when these people were stupid enough to let you come there. See, the whole thing got what you understand, because they've been plotting this for over 100-some years. Remember this Ottoman Turk shit. So they plan like they do in Africa. Go break up the empire so they can control, break up African countries, they can control them. So they decided they go 100 years back, almost 20 years ago now, you got the Zionists go to the Ottoman Turk, whatever you call the motherfucker who was the head of the, what they call it, the sheik, whatever you call it, who was the head of the government in Turkey back then, and asked, could we settle in Palestine? He said, hell no. He said, right. He says, hell no. He said, we'll be under Ottoman rule and we'll follow the laws. And he said, nah, no you won't. That's a lie. So the Jews conspire to break up the Ottoman Empire. That's when you get World War I. That's the reason for it. All that other goofy shit about somebody getting shot. They shot Archduke Ferdinand, all that garbage. That's fake history they give you. That was to break up the Ottoman Turk Empire. Because remember, at that time, the Ottomans were weak. Now, they weren't as strong back in the day, like 30 or 40 years ago, when they were knocking Russia in the mouth and knocking over most of Europe. So the Ottoman Turk, every empire becomes weak. It's like American empire is going to. At that time, they knew the Ottomans were weak. Said we need a world war to break that shit up, break their ass up, so we can get is not real, so we can get that country and rename it. And so when the Ottoman Turks finally fell, and that's what you got all these fake countries, Saudi Arabia, the Emirates, fucking Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait, all these fake ass countries. All these countries are fake. And shout out to this guy Joe be showing, he's gonna say it. I think it might be this bit. It's all fake. That's right. These fake kings created by the British. That's why the British then gave what? Lord Balfour gave Palestine to what? The Zionist Jews. That's why you got Israel today. Because they planned to break up the Ottoman Turk Empire and steal that land. And they did. And they want all of it. Iran is the only real country there with independence breaking their motherfucking back. Remember, they had Iran for 20 years until they had a revolution because they put their puppet in. They put their puppet in Iran, overthrew the government because they don't believe in no fake democracy. They don't believe in no real democracy. All these fake democracies, they tell you. Any real democracy, they're going to overthrow. So they overthrew Mossadegh, and they put the Shah punk ass in there. And he was killing the Iranians, secret goddamn police, shooting people in the head, and they finally overthrew his ass in 79. And what did they tell you then? All black Americans, you can go. And what are Iranians saying? I'm going to have to look this up after this. What is Iran saying now? We're going to destroy America, but all black Americans, you're safe with us. See, Iran is one of the few non-racist countries over there in that region. Because remember, they're not Arabs. They're not Persians. They consider themselves Persians. They're not the real Persians. All the racist Persians came over here when the revolution came, right? We got all the racist Persians in America. Or pretending Persians. Because to be a Persian, you must be African. Because the Persians are Africans. And shout out to the Indian guy when I left it on his face. He said, "You're right." I said, "Goddamn, I know I'm right. I don't need you to validate me being right. These people over there today ain't Persians. That's your fucking African." So anyway, so Iran said again, all people we're not going to attack are the African Americans. Now you other white people and Hispanics, you're going to get this work. But the black Americans, we got no grief against you. Go ahead, Joey.
Okay.
Now that they've eliminated the air defense capability, and we saw that last night, Israel has no air defense capability, none whatsoever. Iran will only fire missiles with a 1-ton warhead, meaning that the day of coming in with small warheads is over. Israel's now ready to get the find out aspect of the fool around equation.
Yeah.
And all other nations who want to play this game will do as well. So again,
News in received Iran drones have hit Oman's largest oil storage that is currently right now as we talk.
the United Arab Emirates.
What happened, Joey? What happened?
Iran's drone have hit Oman's largest oil storage. This is news.
Oman, they begged you to keep your fucking mouth shut. Oman, they begged you to keep your fucking mouth shut. And get the Americans out of there. We want to, like Joe said, why the embassy's here? Because the embassy's there. They call shit. So Iran said, get all the embassies have got to be shut down. All of them shut them down. If we don't, we're going to knock you in the mouth. And all the bases got to go. Every base has got to go, or we're going to destroy you. Remember, you don't got no economics in these Islamic states, in these fake-ass Arab states. They're only based on oil and the shit they steal from Africa. They don't got, hey, Africans be running, I want to go work in Dubai. Africans don't understand economics. African people are so fucking stupid. They run the people who ain't really created an economy either. Iran knows that. Their economy is only based on the oil because white people let them share the oil. They haven't built shit, no economic base in no fucking none of these Arabian countries. Saudi Arabia is going to go broke. Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and all that Emirates is going to go broke. Bahrain is going to go broke. Qatar is going to go broke. And Oman is going to go broke. They don't got no fucking economy. They ain't built shit. They didn't have to because the white man said, okay, we got the oil, we're going to pay for your oil. That's going to make you goofy motherfuckers rich, and we're going to keep you in power. Well, remember, to empower, the base is also there to make sure the people don't uprise and overthrow their ass. You see? So when Bahrain base blew up, when Bahrain's American base blew up, what did they do? They rose up and overthrew that fake-ass king that the British put in 80 years ago. You get your ass out of here. I'm the king. You ain't the king no fucking more. So that's what they scared of. So Iran then told them, you're only kings. Oh man, Iran, I love this country. Iran said, you're only kings because the goofy British made you kings. We're going to make you unkings. We're going to make you unkings around this bitch. You'll never put an American base ever in your country ever again. You'll never have a fucking American embassy in your country again. If not, we're going to bankrupt your ass. You don't have any economy. Once we destroy your oil fields, that's a wrap. And then we're going to hit the water. No money, and you're thirsty. Yeah. Go ahead, Joby.
Police reported ahead.
Please don't be stupid, because you will be taken off the map. The
That's
same
right.
thing with Kuwait, Saudi
Sure.
Arabia.
Taken off the
Azerbaijan
map.
must understand that as well.
Sorry,
Iran's not playing around.
pause it. That's what the boys in Azerbaijan said, keep your head down, nigga. Because Azerbaijan just coughs the wrong way. Iran's going to bomb the fuck out that little country. I said, keep your head down, Demore. You got 1 more, 2 more months, whatever you got. Keep your head down, nigga. Because they cough the wrong way. They're going to get blown off the map. And Iran mentioned them specifically because that's another poor-ass country. Only with oil, right? They're poorer than Kenya. But ain't it funny? They're more developed than Kenya. Because remember, they kept Africa undeveloped. Man, the country poorer than you, but they're more developed. That was the more guys say, man, they're more developed. I said, but they're poorer than you. I said, possible, because they're white. They're going to develop, then they're going to develop you niggas. They kept you stupid. You understand the world works. They're going to develop themselves. That's why South Africa's developed. And South Africa's not rich, it's poor. But they're going to develop them because they live there. So understand, I said if Azerbaijan comes the wrong way, they get blown the fuck up. Go ahead, Joe, go ahead.
They have missiles, thousands of missiles that they haven't used yet. New missiles, hypersonic missiles with huge warheads, very accurate. Remember when we talked about how the Israelis, they're down to 12 launchers. Well, I think that's been proven to be a lie because Iran is salvoing far more than 12 missiles at a time now against Iran. The Iranians have a plan. They have a game plan. Everything's going according to their plan. They're collapsing the global economy as we speak.
Exactly.
Again, that's the fool around aspect of it. You're going to find out.
Global economy.
Oil's through the roof. And if this continues, there won't be oil to be produced in the Middle East because if Israel and this is, again, a message to those people in the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, and elsewhere. If you sit back and do nothing while Israel strikes energy production facilities inside Iran, understand you will pay the price. You will be destroyed. And there's nothing you can do to stop it. Your air defenses don't work either. And you're about ready to get hit with 1-ton plus warheads. The level of destruction will be mind-boggling.
That's right. But Joby said they'll hit Oman. Remember, these goofy Arabs don't make shit. The white man gave them a deal to get their oil for the world. That's how they got rich. And they suck these goofy niggas to go be their maids and suck their dicks and get shit on and all kind of foul shit. These Arabs don't make a motherfucking thing. So, once the oil gets blown up, are you saying? That's a wrap. That's a wrap. Man, these goofy niggas say, can we go to Saudi Arabia? Motherfucker, they broke it in your stupid ass. Once I blow up these oil fields, that's a wrap on all this Middle East bullshit, money shit. Go ahead, Joby.
Okay.
So I just wish people would stop pretending that Israel and the United States have a vote anymore. They created this problem. They've lost this war. They don't get to dictate the outcome other than acknowledging their defeat and doing what Iran demands. And in the case of the United States,
also, Iran's got all, you guys don't know, Iran's got all the cards. You're talking about collapsing the global market. America, you better get fucked up. Told you when I'm trying to build my shit in Africa so quick. Anyway, Iran's also going to say, y'all better get these sanctions that you had on me for 40. Remember, they've had sanctions on Iran for 47 years. Just because they took back over their country and said the white man can have all their oil money, some of their resources. Also, these 47-year-old sanctions, you better get rid of them. Better get rid of them. That and you better get rid of these motherfuckers. When we stop bombing Netanyahu's little cousins. You better get rid of these fucking sanctions that you put on my country. Isn't it funny? And watch this. They're so desperate. Remember, they put all these wicked ass sanctions on Russia. But they need the oil because Russia's a big oil producer. Now they say, Russia, we're going to take the sanctions off of you. We're going to let you re-enter the world economy and blah, blah, blah. Russia said, nah, fuck that. Fuck that. We're good. You ain't got to let us do shit. Ain't funny. Now I thought Russia was an imminent threat. We got to keep sanctions on Russia and fuck them up. Donald Trump and his administration, this is how you do an end of an empire, right? We're the end of an empire. You got morons in charge, the idiots. Donald Trump is an idiot. I mean, I'm not trying to be hyperbolic. Literally, he's a moron. Pete Hegseth is running the goddamn American military. This motherfucker is an absolute moron. Literally. And that's why they don't do shit. It's like, you got to love this. Because Iran holds all the cards. You know, because Iran can crash the whole world economy. You talking about depression? People being fired, losing their jobs. Can't afford to drive to the grocery store. Can't afford to even buy the groceries when you get your ass there. Okay? Fuck driving to the grocery store. You won't be able to afford to even buy the groceries when you get your ass there. So this wicked ass country that's created by the rock. See, we're gonna tell the truth. Oil, yeah, this understand these are Baal worshippers. He's the one he's eating babies. He's the one drinking blood, and that's a fact. We're gonna show it again before we go. Whatever, just keep that open, Joey. I want you to go to the American Dollar and find me the owl again. The images of the owl, which is Baal and Moloch. Okay, so we know this is fact. Let me have Joey play the video I sent her. Say images of the owl on the American dollar, which is Moloch and Baal. But these people worship Baal and Moloch. They believe in sacrificing children, eating them, drinking the blood. That's all, and that's not allegedly. That's all in the Epstein files. Okay? There's no more allegedly nothing. See, they control all your governments. That's why you how are you a Justice Department and you're blacking out all the things to give people justice? You're redacting everything. How are you an institution of justice and righteousness when you're redacting all the evil shit that's in the box? Because you're a captured institution. Your institution alone. So there you go. So they go Moloch right there. Who controls the dollar? Who creates? Oh, the Rothschilds and other these wicked ass Ashkenazim fucking Zionist bankers. That's who. Ain't that funny? That's who. So we know they worship Moloch and they worship Baal. Okay? We know it's a fact. And we know some years ago, so we got this fake.
You're breaking a little bit. You're breaking. I don't know if it's my internet or Keith's. Excuse me. But Keith, we are losing you. But you had also requested me, as he comes back, he had requested me to cue the... Can you hear me?
Hey, now, my internet went out.
Okay, yeah, continue. Before I share the videos where we have Iran saying it's going to stand with Black Americans. So, yeah, so explain about the all. Continue.
Yeah, they stand with Black Americans. See, you understand, you got all them racists around Iran. I told you Iran was the one who recognized Malcolm X. They got Malcolm X Day over there in Iran. You got Malcolm X Boulevard. You got all the racist ass countries around them. You know, all of Arabia is racist. India is racist as fuck. But Iran, you might get 2 or 3 races, but the majority of Iranians treat you with respect and kindness. The ones that are there. Not the ones outside. Not the ones who fled. Not the ones who were ruling the country when the white man, the British, and the Americans had the Shah in there. Not them racist motherfuckers. Not the motherfuckers who fled when the revolution happened. Not them motherfuckers. See, they want the country back in their hands. The puppet Persians. Not them motherfuckers. The The ones who's ruling the country now. You go to Iran and it's not as racist. You won't know that. But as soon as you cross the border in any one of these Arabic countries, you're fucked up in the head. You're in straight racism. You go east, west, you go over to Afghanistan, Pakistan, the racism is palpable. Like that lady in Pakistan. You shut up. I'm not, let me show that crazy black lady. I'm in Pakistan now. You shut up. I'm going to be part of the country. Then they took her to Dubai and they locked her stupid ass up. That's it. That's what countries are racist. You know, if you're crazy, hey, leave it alone. But you black talking crazy. We're going to lock your black ass up. You know, they locked her ass up. So, but understand, that's why. Remember, everything's white supremacist first. Remember, Iran's not following the white supremacist doctrine. So it's out of order with that. Not only are they not giving their resources up, they're not following the white supremacist doctrine over there. How dare you, goddammit. Remember, the rest of the world is anti-black. They follow that anti-black doctrine to a T. Iran is not following the doctrine. You're out of order, goddammit. You're supposed to be vicious to these niggas. You understand that? Not only are you supposed to give us your resources and put a Rothschild bank up in there, you're supposed to continue to white on top, black on the bottom, and black people are supposed to be fucked up. Yeah. But Iran hasn't practiced that. Not as a society, they have not. So that's another thing. When they're out of order. Everybody go to all these countries, they racist. You say, why is anti-blackness everywhere? Because that's the goddamn order that these no good fucking fake motherfuckers put in along with their white flunky counterparts. Racism is palpable. Go to India, palpable. Go to China, palpable. Go to Japan, palpable. Go to all the fucking Arab countries, palpable. Racism, take your ass down to South America, palpable. Racism is palpable. But Iran, nah, you go to Iran and chill, you have fun in Iran. You go chill up in Iran, you know, treat you with some dignity of respect. And they tell you they hate these people. Yeah, bad people, you got some moron on TV, some black American on the, that's what I said, you so shut the fuck up, moron. And it's dangerous. Iran might get a nuclear bomb and it's dangerous. Shut the fuck up, stupid. Your stupid ass up. So, yeah, but go ahead and play it.
Yeah, okay. Shout out to everyone with us on the chat. Karibuni sana. I see 45 for view. Yes, as we continue with today's conversation. Let me share this.
And that's why all the fake bootleg, supposedly black media we got never mention the cats with the hats because they know what that. Because they want their YouTube money. I need my YouTube money. They never mention the cats. It's always just a fake white supremacy. What kind of white supremacy? Who controls white supremacy? They never say that name because they fuck up their YouTube money and they get actually shadow banned like me. Go ahead, Joby.
Told you how Iran was with it. They released all the black hostages. They released all the black hostages and said, we don't want to harm no black people. America does not treat the black people well, and all the black people are in Iran.
Yep.
So,
and you are. I'm going to say
that. Iran.
I'm going to say that.
You know what I'm saying? They must have some idea because think about it like this. Why is there so much hate towards the black man?
Yep.
Towards the black woman? Why?
Ever.
But then we got Iran over here saying we wouldn't harm the black man, the black woman. We love them. What's going on here, y'all?
We're out of order. That's what's going on.
Somebody give me an answer in the comments here. What's going on here? Do they know who we are?
I'm not going with the religion. I'm going with that religious shit. God damn.
Well, what does this mean? We've been asking, is this legit?
Iran released the Black Americans hostages and refused to release others. So in 1979, university students in Iran held 66 Americans hostage. This happened in the U.S. Embassy in Tehran. Iran leader then checked the hostages.
During the revolution.
There were some black people. So he stated that he was going to release 13 people, 13 Black Americans, and he was not even asking for anything. The main reason why these people were held hostage is because U.S. gave asylum to their king, the King Mohammed. Iran was not happy with this person because he did a lot of things, a lot of bad things in Iran. He violated human rights.
He was a puppet. They put it in. He was killing people, unaliving people, killing. He was a puppet. And he had no problem with their puppets. He's like a Machiavelli. They got no problem with their puppets. Killing, stealing, as long as they doing it for them. But finally, the Iranians rose up. Just like the Kenyans. But they said, fuck that, just rise up. We got to overthrow this motherfucker. Go overthrow his ass.
Give asylum to this person, and they wanted this king to be returned back to Iran to face consequences for what has been doing. But USA was refusing, and this is why they held hostage 66 in the embassy. The Iran leader said the reason why he is releasing the Black Americans only is because he stands with the oppressed. He said that the Black people in USA, they are not treated fairly. They are oppressed in USA, and this is the main reason why they were in Iran.
And suppose. Yeah, and pause that. This is back in '79. I'm talking about even now when the guy was showing the guy dancing right there now. That was now. Iran released the message again now. We're not coming after nobody black in America. Only the wicked ass white man and these other motherfuckers. But nobody black. We're not coming after black America. Go ahead, Joe.
Doesn't want them to suffer in Iran. He wants them to be welcomed in Iran.
Some black hostages and some female hostages will be released from the American embassy compound. Is that true?
The freedom of the women and blacks will be given. Women are given great dignity in Islam, and the blacks have been oppressed in the United States. Great injustice was done unto them.
Now remember, Mike Wallace is one of them cats with the hats. You know, Mike Wallace, he's a cat with the hat, asking that goofy ass question. He's a cat with the hat. Go ahead, Joe.
They were under pressure in the United States. Thus, they came here. We are doing this owing to the tenets of Islam. In return,
now this is almost 50 years ago when they uprose and put that the original Ayatollah in power, right? 50, and they, like I said, Iran knew eventually they were gonna come back. They've been preparing for this war probably for 50 years. Because when they overthrew the government, overthrew the wicked ass Shah, did the Shah ever go to prison? Oh no, he just came to America for all the murders and deaths he killed innocent people. Remember, he was their man. So he was never brought before the Criminal Court of Justice and on ICC, ICJ, all their fake ass courts. Right? When they overthrew his ass, did the Shah of Iran or the king? The Shah means the king, guys. Shah, the king of Iran. Because they told, and they got all these fake kingdoms over there. Everybody's a fucking king. King of Saudi Arabia, king of Dubai, the Emirates, the king of all these goofy fake fucking kings they make. Because they don't want no damn even pretend of democracy. Remember, Iran's the only place you ever got real democracy. They actually have real elections there. They don't want to tell you that. They create all them fake kingdoms so they won't have no democracy over in these places. They want to make sure their puppet families rule the resources. They make sure that nah, we don't want to do no shit. That bullshit. We don't want to do that bullshit. Making no democracies over there. We gotta make these fake fucking kingdoms. Okay, your puppet family, you gonna follow orders? You want to be king, nigga? Yeah. Okay, you follow what you're told to do. We're gonna make your goofy ass a king. Your family's gonna be kings over here. That's what they did. But Okay, go ahead, Joe. Go through it.
Let me go through the comments after
Yeah.
this as
Go ahead.
We ask nothing for their freedom. We want the Shah.
Sure.
Carter
See,
must
this
return
is
him.
the original. Remember, this is not the one they killed. This was the original. The guy they killed was his successor, right? Was a successor of him. So that's the original. Ayatollah. I forgot. Ayatollah Khomeini, whatever. I can't remember his name. But he was the original. I think he died in the late '80s, when they had Iraq going to invade Iran. Remember, they used their proxy. So remember, when they got free, they used their puppet Arab country called Iraq, back in the '80s, to go invade Iran because they wanted Iran back. You goddamn bastards! You can't get free. It all belongs to us. So they used Iraq to start a war with Iran for 10 years. Remember, they used chemical weapons, all kind of heinous shit Saddam was using, right? On Iran. But then years later, they went against Iraq. And he said, he's been known to use chemical weapons. The ones you gave him? And the ones you gave America to go fight Iran. We talking about this be crazy talk. But go ahead, Joe. Let it finish. Go ahead.
The world's international law agree with this principle.
I ask you, as an American and a human being, talking to an Iranian and another human being, is there no room for compromise?
There's no room that you. There's no room. There's no room. Why'd you let these niggas go and not nobody else? Why'd you say tic-tac-toe? Let these niggas go. Or any mighty mo. Let the niggas go. Why did you do that?
Is Iran now, in effect, at war with the United States?
I'm gonna pause it. See the most evilest question to ask is Iran not war with the United States? You put a puppet in here. You overthrew our government. You did that. And had that motherfucking fake king up in there for over 25 years, murdering, killing, raping. It's Iran at war with America, even though we put a fake king in there and he was raping and killing to make sure that all money came to us. He said, no, we're not at war with you. Just fucking leave. Just leave. Get the fuck out. Just leave. We can't leave. That all belongs to us, the white man and the fake, one of you people. That can't be. We can't leave the money to you. That belongs to us. Your oil is our money. That oil in the ground your oil belongs to us. Go ahead, Joe.
What do you mean by war?
If
you mean our armies against the United States armies, no, there is no such war.
And have an army
If you
anyway.
mean it is a battle of nerves, it is Carter's doing. We are against war.
Let's go back to pause it. Let's go back to President Carter. President Carter was in president. I was like 5 years old, 3 years old. President Carter. Carter just died. I think Joby said Carter just died last year. I know Joby reported. I think he died like last year, the year before last. That old racist bastard.
Yeah.
I think Joby reported him like last year, the year before last, something like that old raggedy motherfucker died. But exactly, what war? Why would it be a war? Because you're not supposed to control your own country. My people, the cat. I know I'm a cat with a hat, but I'm pretending like I'm not.
23. 2 years ago.
Georgia. It's been 3 years ago.
3 years ago. 2023.
Damn, I remember you reported on that like yesterday. That's been 3 years. God damn. That was what he said, and Jimmy Carter died. I said, who? Carter. Oh, the president? Yeah.
Okay, it's 2024. Sorry, December 2020.
Yeah, because a year ago, a little bit over a year and a half. I know it was recent. Like, goddamn. Remember you put on that no good cracker dying. Get out of here. Get your ass out of here. Get your ass in one of them apartment coffins. It's like you're living while you're dead.
Muslims, we desire peace for all. Carter does not allow this. Carter should put aside his so-called humanism and return the criminal Shah.
Remember Carter's family comes from slave owners, and they used to have Carter family had a plantation down in southern Georgia. Yeah, we used to have our niggas out there in the peanut field picking the peanuts. Carter wretched ass family. His goddamn peanut fucking farmer supposed he would make them all the fake propaganda you get with these racist ass American presidents. Yeah, my family had a plantation. Sure we had niggas. Sure we had niggas. We were no different than other white people in the South. But we were good to our niggas. We was good to our niggas. I would always tell you. We was good to our niggas. We even let our niggas come get a drink of water in the kitchen. They came in the big house and was able to get a drink of water. We said, hey, nigga, what you doing up here? They said, I'm thirsty, Mr. Carter. Oh, all right, nigga. We get your glass and you can drink out the faucet. Psych. You get your ass out there and get to the borehole, nigga, and drink the water with the pigs. Fuck wrong with you.
Anyway, everybody's to Jiba Jabba, Jason, Sister Michelle, shout to Ta, shout to Sister Michelle. I think I've mentioned that, and to everyone who I'm going to mention as we continue with the comments. Earlier we heard Sister Michelle saying they're claiming Netanyahu and his brother is diseased. It's only the brother. We talked about that yesterday.
It's only the brother, and the one.
Your destination is on the right.
Not yet. Not Netanyahu, but it's his brother and one of the other filthy racist bastards. Supposedly died. They say that car crash. So that's what they're saying.
Jibajab also says Mega Cook say turn Iran into a parking lot. No political.
Of course, see that's how wicked these people are. Turn Iran, who didn't do nothing to anybody. Turn Iran into a parking lot, and they're not racist. Remember, they're mad at England because England becoming too brown. So England ain't England no more because it got too many brown people over here. That's what Trump said. This is not England anymore. Not the England I remember. There's too many niggas and brown people over here. What?
Satnav is speaking Eastern European. Not sure who that is unless we check that out. Jason says cats with the hat and the clone of celebrities. John Mosquito also adding that that's so true. A lot of the movie stars changed their names or adjusted it. And then he says if gas prices goes up in Minnesota, I have 6 nice e-bikes with 20 batteries pack. Come on.
Why you got 6 e-bikes? Why you got 6 of them? What you doing with 6 of them? Because is that for your grandkids? Why you got 6? And then what you gonna do when it's starting to get warm again up there? What you gonna do in the winter? How you gonna go on your e-bikes in the snow, nigga? Get out of here.
Ricky knows
I know he always got a comeback. I get my e-bikes and I blah blah blah. You'll suffer like the rest of us, nigga.
The first version were black. Look at their ancient the statues, and also see.
Yeah, they're black. When you got Elam, and when you got Elam becomes Persia. So original Persians are African. That's why remember Elam. In your goofy Bible, Elam becomes Persia. Those are Africans. They don't like to show them, but you can see their beards. You see that they're Africans. But go ahead, Joe.
But I'm also saying, plus I demand interest and compensation for revenue lost over 47 years. Shout out to the Wake Up as well.
All
Saying,
right.
Russia says is saying kick rocks. Also adding
Yep.
a lot of people don't understand the real reason why these monsters do what they do or did what they did. And then Jaroke Karibu, nice to see you. It's been a minute since forever since I saw you on the chat. But nice to see you.
Yeah.
Says the Rothschild family is a wealthy as in Jewish noble banking dynasty that originated from
Frankfurt, Germany.
Thank you. In the 16th century, and the family rose to international prominence in the late. Adding also in the 18th century under Mayor
Rothschild, Amscher Rothschild. Yeah, right.
Established a banking empire and sent his 5 sons to major European financial centers: Frankfurt, London, Paris, Vienna, and Naples, to expand their businesses. I think this is the same history. Maybe we were discussing some time. But
Yeah, you always showed it. Yeah, Joby, it is the same. You showed the whole goddamn documentary of it.
I can never find that page again. I don't know. I always try to find that page. I'm like, damn, I'll never find it. Like, shit.
They put Moloch on your ass.
Dorothy says, white terror domination. These caves are not supreme. And Jason says, many black millionaires during the 1800s also went down the Titanic. Madam C.J. Walker was lucky she didn't take that ride. And also, Dorothy says, palpable is capable of being handled, touched, or felt. Tangible, easily perceived, obvious synonym, which is perceptible. And then Wake Up also say just okay. He has that by pointing out these events in this this is an attempt to get black folks to be sympathetic towards Arab. I kind of think so.
No, it's not. They're not. Persians are not Arabs, guys. You gotta give them. Persians are not Arabs, guys. They practice Islamic faith. They're not Arabs. Just like you got a bunch of the Malaysians. That's the biggest the biggest Islamic state is not Arab. It's Asian. It's over in Malaysia. That's the biggest one. So no, Persians are not Arabs, guys. Simple to that. No, the Arabs are racist. The Iranians will tell you that. No, that Iranians are not Arabs. Go ahead, Joby.
He also asked that black folks were and is not considered a threat to them. It's significant use unless being bootlicks for the Yurugus. And Wake Up also says, okay. Jason says, ask black folks will make it through anything else. Jibba says, am I presenter on Iran State TV is a black American woman that immigrated to Iran after the revolution.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, shout out to her. Where's she at?
The record says Ayatollah Rohala, I can't read that name, was the first supreme leader of
that's the first name. Yeah, Ayatollah something.
Widely recognized as the first Ayatollah to hold this position after the 1979 Iran revolution.
Yeah. I was asking his name. I can't remember his name. That was him right there. Not the one they killed. Because he died, the original, that's the original Ayatollah. They all call Ayatollahs. So that's like a pope. They said the pope this, pope that. Ayatollah means pope.
Okay. Zabatabosi says what is curious about the first Ayatollah was when exiled, he had 4 fingers. When he returned, he had 5. And was a plant and a created foil. Interesting. And Sister Michelle saying Netanyahu hasn't been seen in 2 weeks, almost here. Nobody knows his whereabouts, but they're saying he's fleeing everywhere with his, with private jets, private choppers, so that he can hide because he knows he's the target. Shout out to Sister Monique. Karibu sana. Hope you're doing great today. And as we continue with today's conversation, I think
play that video. Play that video I sent you.
Okay.
So we're gonna tie it in with the dollar we just showed, the bell worship. Now this was a thing you can't find this nowhere. It's an event that they did in Chicago, openly showing what they do back in 1933, when they were all worshiping Baal, the motherfucking thing on the dollar. They control your money. It's their money. That's why that's why Moloch is on there. Okay, so this is all real. No more fantasy shit. You want to play games? They worship Moloch, who's really the demiurge. Okay, the demiurge. They worship the demiurge because the demiurge is the one that created all these other people. Right? So they got remember, child sacrifice is the biggest thing of giving energy off, because a child is full of energy. So you want to sacrifice a child, it's an energy bomb. So they're gonna show you in here, this is real, what they were doing, openly displaying this in 1930 when they were putting Hitler in power. They put me against Hitler. No. They own the bank, so we know the bankers put Hitler in power. You know, the bank is funded both sides of that war. So they tell you, oh, Hitler killed all these Jays. That's a lie, because they funded his ass. They brought him to power. So did he kill some of them? Of course he did, because it's called the Hegelian dialectic: problem, reaction, solution. You need to, you always got to crack a few eggs. I mean, you always got to crack some shells to make some eggs. Go ahead, Joby, you got it.
Okay, got it. It is
3rd, 1933. 150,000 Jews gather at Soldier
There you
Field
go.
to celebrate.
Now remember, this is in the good Christian era of America, when it was wholesome, and this shit is going on. Do you know who runs this motherfucking country? It ain't no fucking Orsini's, I tell you that. It ain't the Orsini's who run this country. Ooh, got these motherfuckers tell you about the Orsini this, Orsini that nonsense. Right? This is in middle America, Chicago, in the 1930s. Where they in the whole fucking stadium. This is going on. And you don't know who runs this motherfucking country. You could never imagine you got a whole stadium just doing African signs, what they would call witchcraft or voodoo. They'll come and lock your black ass up. What kind of witchcraft you niggas doing up in here? This is the 1930s. And this kind of shit was allowed to go on in middle America, Chicago. I want you to understand that. Now you practice some voodoo in a stadium in Houston, New York, DC, LA, lock your ass up. Back in 1933, you bring that African bullshit.
What happened? I don't know what happened, but let me continue as we wait for Keith to come back.
Jewish history and nationhood by worshiping a fire-breathing statue of Moloch and feeding it children,
Okay, you still there? I thought you were. I thought the Jays took you.
which we can only hope were not real. The event was called the Romance of a People. It was organized by the Zionist Organization of America, sponsored by the Jewish Agency for Palestine, and produced by Meyer Weisgau, with help from Rabbi Solomon Goldman, as well as Maurice Samuel, the author of You Gentiles. One of the big speakers at the event was none other than Chaim Weizmann, first president of Israel, and the guy who, alongside Lionel Walter Rothschild, authored the Balfour Declaration, which was the agreement that dragged the U.S. into World War I, in exchange for the British stealing Palestine from Ottoman Turkey and allowing Jews to settle there. The event's Moloch worship and child sacrifice rituals, as an expression of Jewish history, confirm that the modern Jews are satanic when sacrificing to their fire god Moloch and offering their children to them, which you will see in a video soon. They still do today. The Bible tells us that the descendants of these tribes shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Even to their 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever, confirming that Jews cannot be saved. Just as Jesus warned, they are the synagogue of Satan. And here is the video evidence of that. They were all there, worshiping their ancient tribal god and celebrating the coming war, which would lead to a new world with Jews at the top. The event took place within months of Hitler taking power. I believe this event, and those who made it happen, demonstrate the inseparability of our spiritual and racial struggles, both connected and in perfect line with the biblical timeline and its account of tribes and bloodlines. But whether or not you agree on that, The footage speaks volumes to the character, not only of the leading minds of early Zionism and organized Jewry, but of the Jewish spirit and people. Who builds a big statue of a bull with an oven in its stomach, makes it breathe fire, and then stuffs children, whether real or fake, into that oven while crying out like banshees and dancing around it? Jews. Only Jews. In the middle of Chicago on a Monday.
Oh, this is crazy. That is super, super insane. But that's the video. I think we lost Keith. I'm not really sure about that, but we're going to wait for him to come back. But still talking about the Jews, I think also we're talking about the Yiddish language and where it originated from, or rather how the Israelites speak the fake language, the fake Hebrew. So let me cue that as we wait for Keith to come back. And
what is Yiddish? And is it just a Jewish version of German, like some people claim? Yiddish is a Germanic language that has its roots in High German, which was spoken about 1,000 years ago. So it shares a common origin with modern German. However, after 1,000 years, it's certainly a different language from German and has its own rich history reflecting the experiences of Ashkenazi Jews in Europe. The term Yiddish comes from the Yiddish word for Jewish, but it's also been referred to as Yiddishdeutsch, which means Jewish German, and then also it's been referred to as Loshna Ashkenaz, which means the language of Ashkenaz. Ashkenaz is a biblical figure, and Ashkenazi Jews are a Jewish diaspora that emerged during the Holy Roman Empire. Yiddish was the native language of over 11 million Ashkenazi Jews, but these numbers were massively reduced in the Holocaust. Even those that survived had often traveled very far from Yiddish-speaking communities, and so they tended to adopt the national language of the countries they'd moved to. However, there's still over 500,000 speakers, and there's renewed interest in revitalization. It's often spoken by Hasidic Jews, and it remains a minority language in Israel. Here's what it sounds like spoken.
This just sounds like a made-up language, literally. Like, what the hell?
I was today years old when I found out.
Question is the origin of Yiddish language. Now, Yiddish is a language that consists of German, Hebrew, and Slavic elements written with Aramaic letter, and it has been spoken since the 9th century. The prevailing view is that Yiddish is an old German dialect, where the alternative view is that Yiddish is a Slavic language that used to have Slavic words and grammar, but over time it shaped its Slavic lexicon and adopted German words, while retaining the Slavic grammar. In a sense, it consists of 251 words for just buy and sell, suggesting it was invented by traders. Language, geography, and genetics are all connected. So if we have a tool that converts genetics into geography or languages, we can find our answer. Fortunately, in 2014, we published the Geographic Population Structure, or GPS tool, that does exactly that. GPS converts DNA information into geography. So to answer the hypothesis of where Yiddish speakers came from, we apply GPS to the genome of Yiddish speakers to find where their DNA is from. Surprisingly, GPS took us to northeastern Turkey. At first, we did not understand the results, but when we looked at some old books, we found 4 ancient villages named Ishkenaz, Eskenaz, Ashenaz, and names that may be derived from the word Ashkenaz. This place resides on a hub of trade networks. This is where Silk Roads and other trade routes converge. Shortly after they invented the language, they relocated. The young Ashkenazic Judaism was relocated to Khazaria, and some 500 years later, when Khazaria was they moved to Europe. At that time, the network collapsed, and Ashkenazic Jews separated from their brethren of the Iranian Jews, and the two populations went their separate ways. Yiddish was stopped being used as a trade language.
Yeah, exactly. But Yiddish. Someone say, see Yiddish. So Moans believe, oh, that's the Hebrew language. No, that's a fake language they made called Yiddish. Okay? And then tell you it's Hebrew. It's a fake language that they made up. Well, I guess it ain't fake because they made it up. It's still their language, but it's not Hebrew. It's Yiddish. Go ahead, Joe.
In German, while retaining the Slavic grammar. Our results are consistent with the Slavic hypothesis, suggesting that Yiddish has a Slavic origin, and that it has originated in ancient Ashkenaz that is located in northeastern Turkey. By applying GPS to the genome of Yiddish speakers, we were able to find ancient Ashkenaz and villages where the DNA of Yiddish speakers has originated probably over 1,500, 2,000 years ago.
So Yiddish is a Jewish language that began to develop.
Okay, so let me go back to the video you had shared with me because you went out as I was sharing it
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
And
Okay, good. Yeah. This shit called me and fucked up my damn thing.
shout to Nish, but yeah, let me share this. We're gonna wrap it up with this as
Yeah.
our last video today.
Wrap it
It's
up.
July 3rd, 1933. 150,000 Jews gather at Soldier Field in Chicago to celebrate 3,000 years of Jewish history and nationhood by worshiping a fire-breathing statue.
Now remember, they can't say they got 3,000 years because these are not those people. They converted to the religion 1,300 years ago. So they can't claim 3,000 years of history because these are not those folks. That's why the name changed. These are not those folks. Understand that? But this is what they actually were. So they're created by the demiurge, guys. The demiurge, this entity that you can't see unless maybe like the Lord, fourth dimension, right? They create those things to house demonic energy up in it. That's why they have no humanity. Nobody can kill and don't feel a goddamn thing. Why they can still kill at will. We're going, Joby.
Moloch and feeding it children, which we can only hope were not real. The event was called The Romance of a People.
Now look at this. This is in the middle of Chicago is middle America, in the middle of the country. In the 1930s, this shit is going on. You know, motherfucking America's heads would have exploded to know some shit like this was going on. How is this going on in a stadium in 1930 Chicago? What? And you don't know who runs this motherfucking country? Yeah, you know. That's why you can't never say they fucking names. Go ahead, Joe. Oh, this evil shit right
It was
here.
organized by the Zionist Organization of America,
Told you.
sponsored by the Jewish Agency for Palestine.
Zionist organization again. Who's Israel? 'Cause remember, Is Not Real didn't exist yet back then. Oh, the Zionists created Is Not Real. Same people running around here throwing babies in the damn fire. Remember, Is Not Real didn't exist yet. They were still stealing it from Turkey. Turkey had already collapsed now. Turkish Ottoman Empire this time had collapsed. So they already knew, yeah, we're going to create a state. Burn some bodies. All that crazy shit. Right? All that wicked shit just moved over to Israel. All that wicked shit they've been doing, just killing indiscriminately, stealing people's land. Because now they want to go into Africa. Okay? Steal shit. Kill. We go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
Palestine, and produced by Meyer Weisgau, with help from Rabbi Solomon Goldman, as well as Maurice Samuel, the author of You Gentiles.
Pause this again. Now, you know they worship Moloch, okay? Because before we leave, we got about 4, 5, 10 more minutes, okay? You know they worship Moloch because all your porn sites are owned by who? You know, all your porn sites owned by who? Say the names in the chat room. Who owns OnlyFans, guys? Who owns OnlyFans? When people taking out their butt cheeks and got their coochies out and shit going their butthole, all this old filthy shit. Who owns Only? I remember Joby looked that up. They gonna try to hide the name, but we know who owns OnlyFans, guys. There's always these rabbis. Remember, these would be your pastors or your imam. So you got rabbis owning Pornhub and Porn Star, Porn this, Porn that. They own all the porn industry, all of it. All of it. They own the OnlyFans. Who owns it, Joby?
Owned by Ukrainian American entrepreneur Leonid Red.
Ukraine. So ask is he a JEW, Joby? All that old bullshit they asking. You know who he is. He's not a Ukrainian nothing. He's a cat with that hat. He's a cat with that top hat. He's a cat with the top hat. Probably try to hide it. He is. Don't worry. Don't say the word. Take my word for it. He's a cat with the top hat. Okay? He's a cat with that motherfucking top hat.
Yes. Leonid Vinsky is a Jewish born in
Yeah,
Odessa.
I thought these are the people of God, and you got these dumb niggas. Oh, the Jews are the God, people of God, showing butt cheeks, coochie, fucking kids, and bestiality. They own all your bestiality sites too. You know, you got bestiality porn where they got them on their fucking animals. They own those too. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that wild? Make
One of the
millions
big
of dollars
speakers
from
at
this
the
filthy
event was
shit.
none
Go ahead, Joe.
other than Chaim Weissman, first president of Israel, and the guy who, alongside Lionel Walter Rothschild, authored the Balfour Declaration, which was
the
the
Rothschilds.
agreement
So the proposal, she told you they knew they were getting Israel. The first prime minister of Israel was at this wicked ass shit here. And one of the Rothschilds was at this wicked ass shit here. So, look at who controls the money. The Rothschilds. These are facts. I'm giving you. Not in the Orsini, motherfucker. You get it? The Rothschilds own your money supply. That's a fact. They own the Federal Reserve Bank. That's a fact. That's why Moloch is on your dollar bill. That's why they run around here with Moloch and throwing the kids up in there. That's why the first leader of Is Not Real is there. That's why one of the Rothschilds is there that day with this fucking crazy shit here. You don't know who runs the country no more? You think Donald Trump's in charge? Do you? Do you? Do you? Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
dragged the U.S. into World War I in exchange for the British stealing Palestine from Ottoman Turkey and allowing Jews to settle there.
So I told you, yeah, from Ottoman. See, man, that was Ottoman Turks. See, remember what they told World War when they destroyed the Ottoman. I'm gonna Joe, we put up an image of the Ottoman Turk Empire. See, that was going to break up the Ottoman Turk Empire. So they create they Is Not Real. Had to break up because the Ottoman Turks said absolutely not. You motherfuckers can't come in here. Tell what you gonna have a state? Absolutely not. And then, okay, we'll break you motherfuckers up then. Just take the land, make all these fake kings, King of Abu Dhabi, Dubai, all that old goofy shit that didn't exist. So here and there, what he told you. They went to the Ottoman Turks. But the ancient Ottoman Turks told them, hell no. So they broke up they broke up Turkey in World War I. Go ahead, Joby.
The event's Moloch worship and child sacrifice rituals as an expression of Jewish history confirm that the modern Jews are satanic when sacrificing to their fire god Moloch and offering their children to them, which you will see in a video soon. They still do today.
This what you see in all your this what you see in all your Epstein files. See that? That's what you see in all your Epstein files. You got that? That's what you see in all your Epstein files. Ain't it funny? All this shit, the child worship, child sacrifice, the eating of the babies, the killing them, the fucking them. That's this shit right here. That's all your Epstein files. Ain't that funny? All this wretched shit connects. And remember they told you, oh, this is crazy talk. This is conspiracy theory. Crazy. This don't look no fucking conspiracy. That's a tape of motherfuckers doing that shit back in 1933. And told you who was there. Oh, one of the Rothschilds, of course. The first leader of Is Not Real, country that didn't even exist yet. Yeah. Sacrificing babies, probably eating them and shit, fucking them. This is in Chicago in 1933. Middle America. How were they allowed to rent out a stadium and do this wicked shit up in there? Because they already controlled the country. That's why, morons. That's why. Go ahead, Joby.
Us that the descendants of these tribes shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Even to their 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever, confirming that Jews cannot be saved. Just as Jesus warned, they are the synagogue of Satan. And here is the video evidence of that. They were all there.
They got tired. This before the Jesus shit even exists, for that fake religion he got. That's why people get confused on over this. Oh, this is the Bible coming real. It's the Bible coming real. Before your Bible, you fucking moron. And your Jesus never existed. These things are put down for you to be able to, as you get later on in life, you get more knowledge that these are already seen by the Africans. Africans can see the future. Okay? Well, I showed you. That's why I showed you temple over in Angkor Wat. when they told you 10,000 years ago we're going to have, I'll show you Angkor Wat, the temple in Cambodia. Africans were telling you the future. And Africans have always been what they call clairvoyants, when you were less dense and more spiritual, right? You're living on a higher frequency, so you can predict the future. That's all these are predictions before you get your. That's what your Bible is. It's narratives from Kemet. Actually, narratives from Kemet. Them trying to leave you some shit that might happen, not to get caught up and thinking some fucking goopy motherfucker named Jesus running around here. Okay, SpongeBob don't exist. Don't get crazy.
Worshipping their ancient tribal god and celebrating the coming war, which would lead to a new world with Jews at the top. The event took place within months of Hitler taking power.
See, Jews, exactly.
This event.
Jews, that's why. Then that's what. Remember, Greater Israel told you, center of the earth's going to be Israel. We're going to be at the top of everything. That's what this is about. Iran saying, "No, you're not. The fuck, you're not. Not from here, you're not." That's why you're supposed to support Iran, because if you know true history, see, whether they would be racist or not, actually they're not racist people. The Iranians, but even if they were, you would support this because it's taking down these wicked motherfuckers. Sometimes my enemy and my enemy is my friend for a certain period of time if you're mature about things, right? But, you know, that's what we're talking about. So, go ahead, Joby.
And those who made it happen demonstrate the inseparability of our spiritual and racial struggles, both connected and in perfect line with the biblical timeline and its account of tribes and bloodlines. But whether or not you agree on that, the footage speaks volumes to the character, not only of the leading minds of early Zionism and organized Jewry, but of the Jewish spirit and people. Who builds a big statue of a bull with an oven in its stomach, makes it breathe fire, and then stuffs children, whether real or fake, into that oven while crying out like banshees and dancing around it? Jews. Only Jews. In the middle of Chicago on a Monday.
Yeah,
That's it.
so the end of it. And yeah, let me go through the
Comments and we wrap it up. Yep.
and then we wrap it up at that.
Shout out to all 50 people that were up in here at one time.
Shout out to everyone. Let me see where I left it.
Now we're on 40. Surprised they gave us let us get 40. That's rare.
Jerake was saying earlier, no, Iranians are not Arabs. The majority of Iranians are ethnically Persian on
Exactly.
an European group with distinct history, language, and culture that predates.
They get mad. Yeah, exactly. Predates the Arabs. Yeah, the Arabs are some goofy made up shit. Not even about 1900, 1800 years ago. Exactly. You call an Iranian an Arab, he'll get mad as fuck. Ain't no goddamn. He'll call you. He'll tell you like this. Ain't no damn dirty Arab. Remember, the Arabs are always wiping the doodoo with their left hand. And the Persians say, we were always taught we didn't wipe our ass with our hands. Oh, look at Joey's face when I say shit like that.
It has always been about whose interpretation is most dominating. I agree with that. Also, Jabba saying as they're speaking gibberish. I know it just sounds like some made-up language. You can literally tell. Also, the Byron Scott Caribou says Yiddish is a grunts and noise made in the caves of Europe. It's not a real language it's the caveman language. Sounds like it.
It might be.
Federal American Negroes online people about getting on code somehow. And then I also see Ricky says, ask if did America rebuild Beirut in barracks that killed his brother in October.
Oh no, your brother got killed in Beirut? That what you're saying?
Kill his brother. I don't know which brother. He's saying your brother. I don't know which brother of yours. He's
talking about the Marines then. The Marines.
Did America rebuild Beirut Marine barracks that killed his brother in arms?
Okay, his brother's in arms. Okay, but I say yeah, because Marine Corps is a division of the Navy. But I said shit. I was number like 8 years old. I didn't know nothing about that shit.
And then so Jarake says organized as the highlights of the Jewish Day of the 8th Century of Progress International Exposition, sponsored by the Jewish Agency for Palestine and produced by Meir Weizgel, a prominent Zionist leader. And then Jericho says on Friedman, a Jewish attorney and Arabi. And Byron also says the Slavs spoke Yiddish long before they were converted to Judaism by the original black Khazarians, I think Khazarians, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And then John Moscow says, can you do a show on the All Sins? I've been hearing their names a lot recently.
Right.
That is new.
I know the Orsini's. Yeah, I would say that all. You know, want to rule the world. You know, rule the world. Not the Rothschilds. That's the Orsini. That's the Orsini. He's the great pope. We got the black pope, the regular pope, and the great pope. He's Orsini, the Orsini family. Now, we're not saying Orsini families didn't have power back in the day because they was part of the Popish, part of the Roman Catholic Church, but they don't run shit. You can say Orsini, you can say fuck Orsini all damn day. You won't get fucking canceled. Why is always they want to say don't believe what's in your face. Okay, what's in my face is that I see the cats with the top hats on all the media. I see the cats with the top hats on all social media. I see the cats with the top hats on most of all the banks. I see the cats with the top hats on Hollywood. So I don't see the fucking Orsini family owning shit. I don't see I got to take no pledge to get a job to the Orsini family. I don't see the Orsini family running around the Pentagon giving orders. Okay? When you get these more, you know, who really runs the world, it's the Orsinis, the Orsini family, it's the Orsinis, and the Rothschilds, and them take orders from the Orsinis. They stay in the background. You don't get the fuck out here with that bullshit.
Ellen says, I think it's also talking about the Asians. The Asians in the so-called Bible are referred to as the Ammonites and Ammobites. That also cannot be saved. And John Mosquito says, Emily, you've been listening too much Hebrew Israelites. Come on. Juba Jaba says, Eastern Europeans do the hand wiping thing. Ew. Yeah. But that's what we can
I guess so. I know it was the Arabs that did it. I knew about the Europeans do it.
Yeah, but literally that's where we come and wrap up with today's conversation. Thank you so much, Robin, has been with us this amazing afternoon, evening from my end, 2 minutes past 10 p.m. And of course, wishing you a beautiful rest part of the day. Tomorrow, same time, same place.
Tomorrow I'll be doing a music show.
Yeah, so see you on Friday and have yourselves a beautiful rest part of your day. Your closing remarks, Keith?
Closing remarks is
and Iwaton is with us. For those maybe who don't know, I believe most of you are always asleep. So maybe for those who have been catching up with Iwaton's show, she got another job, so she's no longer with us.
She got another job. She said job was talking her shit. She didn't like it. So she went to go job to even make less money. So she got tired of Joby bullying her.
No bullying. I was just, you were suspended for coming to work late. That's just the truth. She decided to kick rocks herself. That's what she did. So that's not on me. When you're held accountable and you don't want to be held accountable, well, that's on you, man, not on me. That's on you. But much love, family.
Hey, there you go. Much love. Just you ain't got to get up so early.
Have a beautiful day. Peace, and we're out.